All right, Cassidy. He's only 26 years old. You forget that when he says it, it's just kind of striking. 34 more points for Jason Tatum. And the Celtics now 19-4 on the season. The Bucks fall to 11-11 on the year. So for Doris Burke, Richard Jefferson, Cassidy Hubbard, and our wonderful crew, Mike Green saying thanks for watching so long from Boston. Right now, let's go back to the studio.
Mike, thank you. What a game. In the meantime, Steph Curry getting ready for the second outing of our doubleheader here. He's back after missing the last game with bilateral knee tendonitis, and it's a good thing. The Warriors will need everything they've got against Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves, who've won 3 straight. The Boston Celtics take care of business against the Milwaukee Bucks. They win 111-105, but it was a hard-fought game here. Damian Lillard, 31 points. Tatum, 34. Jaylen Brown chipped in 25. Welcome inside our Los Angeles studio. Gentlemen, let's talk a little bit about this game. You 3 picked the Boston Celtics. I rolled with the Milwaukee Bucks. You were right. I was wrong.
But you look good in doing that, Malika.
They put up a fight. Something about the Bucks here in this game, Mr. Wilbon.
I'm a road game against a team you may have to play, and the defending champs, the favorite in the Eastern Conference. You're bringing a critical player back. We all kept watching Middleton the entire game to see what it was he could contribute, how he looked, how many minutes he played. I know there are no moral victories, but I think this is one of the best games the Bucks have played all season, win or lose.
Guys, I don't think you're beating them 4 out of 7. This is a game that Milwaukee's got to win. The Celtics had a terrible three-point shooting night. The magic number for them is always 35%. They're under 35% on 3. No Porzingis. I know they're home. You got to beat them. How are you going to beat them 4 out of 7 if you can't beat them tonight?
Well, but Middleton's going to be better, though, Wendy.
He's right, but the Celtics are going to be better.
He will be better, but the best player on the floor tonight was Jason Tatum. And again, if you trying to beat the Boston Celtics and believe that you have any shot at competing against them in a 7-game series, you need a wing. And I'm not talking about from Wingstop. You need a perimeter defender that's going to defend. Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum did whatever they wanted, and they still shot the ball poorly.
And we showed that finishing kick. You could just tell how comfortable the Celtics were at the end of the game. They moved the ball. They cover for each other defensively. They just know how to win. They're so hard.
Bucks took some weird shots that took them out of
They were tired. They got tired.
And the result is that the Boston Celtics, they take the series sweep in the regular season because we're done. That's it. That's all we get to see between the Boston Celtics and Milwaukee Bucks this year. But we've been watching this one closely as well. We had a battle here in Atlanta. The Hawks.
DeAndre Hunter, he has been balling. I know a lot of people have been showing love to Jalen Johnson, and rightfully so, but what he's been doing...
LeBron lefty layup to take it to overtime now.
Hunter had 26 points in this one. LeBron James, yep. Final seconds here, Trae Young. Final seconds of regulation. Looking.
What is that?
Well, I mean, he's made shots from that range before.
But you don't want that at the end of the game.
LeBron has a 30-point triple-double and cramps. And I got to say, he is doing everything he can to get this victory.
And next thing you know, you're going to have to get a walker from him.
Well, just a Theragun.
36, 10, and 10. He's doing okay.
And he was able to come back in
little triple-double.
Draymond Green saying hello to our friends, Festus Ezeli, Shanae Agumake. Draymond is back in this one.
Festus.
He is coming off of the bench in this game with Jonathan Kuminga.
Means he's not starting.
Getting the start.
Does that mean anything beyond that?
I'm not sure. Good question, though.
I mean, look, this is a team right now that they play agenda-free basketball, right? And it's just a testament to the leadership of Steph Curry and Draymond. He don't care. He probably was like, hey, Jonathan Kuminga just came off the best game of the season.
High,
go ahead and let him cook.
Yeah.
I'll come in off the bench. And again, it's not who start.
He's got this calf injury, too. He's coming back off of missing a couple games because of that. I want to see what the Wolves do here. The Wolves are starting to get their legs up underneath them, starting to play defense. The Warriors are on a back-to-back. Steph's a little banged up. Draymond's a little banged up. The Wolves are in good shape here.
Yes, the Wolves, they've held their opponents to 80 points exactly, actually, their last 2 games.
Last couple of games. Anthony Edwards, you know, these challenges don't always work out as you want them. But the young star, I mean, I think him doing that on his own apparently was not prompted. And, man, this Burke, that was a legit speaking to that team got from him, right?
Well, look, I know we had We had Jaylen Brown and Giannis beef, and now we got Rudy Gobert and Draymond beef. What about that?
Somehow I think the fact that Draymond's not starting is not going to affect his play up against
sense of agitation.
Yeah, the vigor in which that beef is approached. All right, well, it's time to get you out to the Bay Area for tip-off between the Golden State Warriors and Anthony
Lakers up by
Edwards
2
here
minutes left.
and the Timberwolves. Yeah, we're going to have highlights at halftime. Can't wait to see the finish of that one as well.
The NBA on ESPN is presented all season long by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And in part by Lincoln, wishing you the joy of connection at the Lincoln Wish List sales event.
Welcome to NBA Friday in Golden State. Getting ready for a matchup between the Warriors and the Timberwolves. Take the trolley to the game. It's the holiday season. Take in the lights and get ready for some Friday night hoops as we welcome you to NBA Friday, presented by State Farm. A Western Conference tilt between the Warriors and the Timberwolves, a festive atmosphere outside Chase Center during this holiday season. As we welcome you courtside. Hey everybody, Ryan Rucco alongside Jay Billis. So happy to be with you this Friday night for the NBA on ESPN. Jay, the Warriors snapped their 5-game losing streak last night. Did it without Steph Curry and Draymond Green. They get them back tonight. But a 13-8 start. Just how about your overall impressions about the first quarter of this season from this Golden State team?
Overall, it's been really good. I think their strength is in their numbers and their depth. This year's version of the Warriors is much better defensively because their personnel allows them to really guard the ball. That keeps them out of rotation, and their defense getting stops allows them to get out and run. Their offense is always difficult to guard with all the cutting and screening. The question is, do they have enough to really contend for a championship? Do they need somebody to step up, go get another player? Jonathan Kuminga had 33 last night against Houston. Is he going to be that guy?
Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they had sort of an internal crisis a week ago. Anthony Edwards calling out his team. They've won 3 games since then. We know, big trade just before the start of this season. How about this incarnation of the Timberwolves?
I think a very different team than Minnesota had last year. Last year was the #1 defensive team in the league. This year they were 12th going into the last 3 games. They've really moved up in the last 3, holding their opponents in the last 2 games to 80 points in each game. But I think with Julius Randle, they're learning how to play with him. He is different than Karl Anthony Towns. The spacing is different. But this team has a lot of potential, I think, to be a very good in the playoffs. But it's going to take a little bit more time to figure it out.
Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Royal Caribbean. A big change for the Warriors in their starting lineup tonight. Jonathan Kuminga, coming off those 33 points that Jay Billis said he will start. Draymond Green will come off the bench. Let's take a listen into Sounds of the Game with Gary Payton II.
Welcome back to work, Wardell.